everybody? It's your boy Tino here, and we are here for episode number 19 today, but it's not even an episode. The window is officially closed, guys. 2023 White Sox are a disaster. 20 games under, I think they're 21 games under 500 now at this point, and it's just not a good time. So the boys are here today to cover the trade that happened last night with the Angels and the White Sox, what's going to happen in the next week, and what is this White Sox team going to look 1 week from right now. So let's get the guys in here. Let's get Deech. Let's get Justin. What's up, guys? How are we doing here today?
What's going on?
I appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out, but we'll get right to it. And Deech, I'll start with you. How are you feeling after, obviously, we haven't won in the last week? Sox made a trade last night and everything. So how do you feel, man?
I mean, it sucks. When the trade came through, it's almost like surreal. Like, you knew it was coming, but when it actually happens, it's like, damn, there goes Giolito. I mean, Giolito really impressed me this year with his performance and everything. So, I mean, at least he does get to go and play on a team that's actually going to make the fucking playoffs, hopefully. That's questionable with the Angels, but, I mean, they better at this point for their own sake because they just hadn't made those moves pretty much to try and keep Ohtani around. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's depressing as fuck, and it's just going to keep getting worse for the next couple of days until the deadline's over. So,
yeah, it's not fun. So before we'll get it, Justin, how do you feel? Just how do you feel about everything? And
I mean, we've known that he wasn't coming back after this season since a couple off seasons ago. Or I don't know if that was his past offseason. Whenever they went to arbitration, it was obvious then that they weren't going to give him a contract. So I guess it didn't really shake me all too much. I guess it was time. Part of me was worried that they were just going to sit and not trade anybody. So I was actually kind of relieved to see it start because when you start with one like that and you get rid of two guys and one trade, it indicates that there's going to be a lot more to come, which is what needs to happen. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about these prospects, and I'm not going to act like I think they can develop this dude into a big league catcher. So, but I mean, what are you going to do? You got their number 2 and 3 prospects for a couple of rentals. Like it's a trade. It happens.
Well, yeah. Well, and you said it there perfect. You beat me to it. Yeah, we did get their second and third prospects from the Angels. We got Kai Bush, and then we got Edgar. How do you say his last name? I forgot already, bro. You just told me.
Quero.
Is it
Quero? Yeah.
Quero?
Yeah, Quero.
Okay, so we got Edgar Quero, and we got Kai Bush, a left-handed starter that they said could be like a third or fourth starter, and then they gave us their second best catching prospect. And I'm having a little PTSD, guys. I don't know about you because we were talking about it last week with Devers and Moncada. It's like the Red Sox knew that Devers was going to be better than Moncada. And when I saw that the Angels had another catcher, I'm like, well, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And you said it best. It's like it was a trade, and it just how I feel about it is like I hate seeing Lucas go, and it's one of those things I knew was going to happen. And the Angels, I feel like, to give up a lot for 2 rentals. It's just one of those things. It's like I don't have any hope and trust in this team because it's the same. It's the same thing that we went through when we traded Sale and then we traded Quintana. We got all these prospects all hyped and everything, and now we're sitting here doing this all again. And this isn't how it was supposed to be. We weren't supposed to be saying goodbye to Lucas Giolito until we had this parade that we were all promised and everything like that and blah 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 and whatever. And it's just one of those things that. It's like, yeah, I saw it. I was looking at it. The Angels are 4 games out of the wild card, and they're not going to win that division. So it's like the Angels are giving up a lot for 2 guys that, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Angels do. And maybe the Angels will be better off if they traded Ohtani, but that's a different story and a different podcast and different conversation. And again, we'll have to see what happens. Lucas is starting right away tomorrow. He's starting versus the Blue Jays, so they're putting him right out there. So, I mean, good luck to Lucas in LA. He's going home, so that's good. But, I mean, I listened to the Chuck and Ryan podcast this morning. I was trying to get prepared about everything that I could do because when I saw it last night, I think you texted because I texted you, Deech, because I didn't know if that picture was fake or real, because anybody can make a picture. And I was like, is this real? And then everybody in the chat that we're in, everybody was like, yeah. So I was shocked, but it was like you said, it was bound to happen. He wasn't going to come back, so why not get something for him instead of letting him walk and then having him, because again, he could come back in the offseason, but do we want him?
That's not going to happen.
And that's one of the things I saw somebody say it. They were like, well, it could be like some other player that I'm like, and that's the thing. Is it going to happen? But do we want him back? Is it, it's just one of those things. It didn't work. This team didn't work. It's not meshing like we did. Yesterday, they had a 7-2 lead versus those Northsiders, and we all knew they were going to blow it. We all knew it. Every single one of us. So, I don't know, but we'll have to see what happens. Those guys are AA. I think they said AA players. I think they got 20, and then Kai Bush is, I think he's like 19, 22. So, I don't know, but again, we'll just have to see. But again, it's one of those things that I don't have any trust in them because they haven't been able to develop the guys like Oscar Kolask and the guys that we all thought, you know what I mean? They just, I don't know.
I was over getting excited about prospects even before this Kolask thing. That's what I was saying this entire offseason was what have you guys seen from these last batch of guys that makes anyone think Oscar Kolask is going to be any different than a guy who comes up and looks like he has never been on a baseball field before when he gets to the major leagues? Just like all the rest of them. So they better not be transitioning to like, oh, we're going to broadcast Birmingham Barron and Charlotte night games on NBC Sports Chicago again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh my God, I just it's giving me anxiety.
We're not going to be able to get the same win behind it that they did last time because people are just going to be waiting on the same result.
Well, and that's the thing. They don't like I don't know. I was in a really bad spot in like 2016, like just myself. And it's like thinking about that again. It's like I don't even want to think about going back there and like having to like relive, like having to watch, because I would sit there and watch the Charlotte games like I would the White Sox games. Like I'm watching Moncada and Robert and Anderson at the time, I think, or Anderson might have just came up. And it's like I was excited. And it's like we've seen sparks of that. And it just like, I don't know. So we can sit here and talk about the Lucas Giolito trade all day. We'll have to see what happens and everything. But there is still baseball. There's still a week of baseball. And there are still more trades. So, Justin, I'll ask you this question. Me and Deech were talking a little bit before you came into the show, before we started recording. Who do you think is next to be traded? There's a lot of guys that could be. The pitchers, we've heard rumors. We've heard, Who do you think is next, Justin?
I think it's going to be Lynn just because that seems to have the most smoke around it right now. And that's the same deal with them trading who will be a rental pitcher, assuming that no one's picking up the option. Yeah, I think Lynn. I don't know. I don't know who else. I'm still not confident in who else will necessarily go. I saw like I want them to get rid of Graveman. You don't have to have an $8 million reliever next season when you're not going to be good. If they think they're going to be good, they won't be good. So you don't need an $8 million reliever. That's just a total waste of asset. It was a waste of asset the last 2 years. Joe Kelly obviously going to get shopped too. Maybe he'll get packaged with Lynn. I don't know.
I hope so, bro. After the disaster he's had the last few times, like you couldn't find the goddamn strike zone yesterday. Like I was sitting here watching Dynamite, the wrestling, and I'm just like this. I'm just like I just can't. And people are asking me what's wrong. I'm like I don't even want to talk to you. I'm like I don't even care. I threw my hat. I was just like this guy cannot literally find the strike zone. So it's I package him with anybody and just get him out of town because just get something. Because that's the big thing with all of these guys. Is at least get something because we've seen guys walk and you never know. Maybe this catcher does turn out to be, but it's that thing we've seen it fail. And Ryan McGuffey said it. I don't know if you guys saw the quote, but he said the MLB is now going to see the White Sox as the perfect blueprint, as a failure of a rebuild. And when you ask the general manager how you want to do a rebuild, he better say not like the White Sox. And I was like, damn. I'm like, that's not good. So, I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to trade any of these position players because, like, they're going to look at you just have to listen to what they actually say and not the bullshit from these fake accounts on everyone's got their
I know.
sources.
Everybody's a
No one
general
knows
manager.
shit. And
Everybody's
like
a general manager.
what we're actually hearing from the White Sox is that they plan to contend next year. Now we can laugh and we can all know that they won't, that they'll fail in doing that. But with that being said, they're looking at Tim Anderson since the break, and they're probably like, okay, what have you figured it out? Like, and we don't have to worry about replacing our shortstop and longtime leadoff hitter next season. When again, what the real sources are telling us, they want to contend. So I don't really know if they're gonna like. I don't know who else really gets moved. Like they can, if they find someone to take Grandal, fucking take him. Like he's gone anyway too. So that's another one where it doesn't really impact next season. And so my thought would be that they're not going to make very many moves that impact next season. I saw that they might someone out there put Jake Berger into the universe. Maybe they do that because they already own Moncada and he's the third baseman. It's probably part of why they're looking at Jake at second. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Did you think that they're going to move all these guys?
Yeah. Well, how do you feel?
I think they're going to unload as many of the bullpen guys that they can. I mean, essentially, you should dump Lynn because, I mean, it does you no good to hold on to Lynn at this point, unless you somehow have worked out a deal with him where you're going to buy him out at the end of this year and sign him for like a cheap deal. But even then, he's been not consistent enough where you'd even, I mean, you might as well just go dumpster diving like Han does every fucking offseason and go sign some guy that you think may fucking work out if Ethan Katz works with them. So, Kelly and Graveman, yeah, I like Graveman, but to your point, it's not only just paying Graveman next year, you're also paying Liam. So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason you need Graveman on top of that. And Keenan Middleton has been a prime example of you can find bullpen arms that are very talented that may have had a down year, and you don't need to sit and piss half your budget away that you have for the offseason on your bullpen, because that's one of the easiest things to go acquire at a deadline if you have to sit and do that too. I just the whole way that they put this whole thing together was horseshit. And Rick Hahn and Kenny Williams, I mean, whatever, Jerry Reinsdorf, if you want to throw him in there, who really knows? I call him the three-headed dog or whatever, because who knows what the fuck is actually going on in there. But
oh my God. Do you want me to pull up the Bell of Shame and you could read it to everybody? The great Bell of Shame that you made?
No, I mean, everyone knows the quotes. I just sat and put it on paper. It was just, every time he talks, like even listening to him after he makes the trade, it's like he has like, it was just.
Did you guys listen to it after, like, did you guys listen to the interview after where he was like, well, we traded Lynn and Lopez and everything?
Yeah, I listened to it. I mean, it's like he'll sit and he tries to be like personable and be like, oh, thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Raylo, for all your time and everything you did on and off the field. So it's like nice like that. And then he goes into the bullshit of like, we're not going to define necessarily right now which direction we're headed in. And we're not going to use titles because we still have to. It's like, just shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear your stupid little tap dance. What other GM in baseball would still have a job? What other team would allow him to still have a job after this whole mess that he's created? That's what it comes down to. And the answer is no other team would tolerate that. So,
yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's like no other team is really going to be, no other team would like, you know, like they showed something about, I forgot what other GM it was. And they showed 3 GMs and it was like the guys that like,
it's Rizzo and Washington and Cashman for the Yankees. They're the only 2 that are longer tenured than Rick.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. The longest tenured GM, and it's like that. Yeah, that was exactly what I saw because I was it was the longest tenured GM, and it's one of those things. Is like, what has he really done? We've got 2 playoff wins. We have the Laurie Garcia game, and Lucas Giolito won the one game that we won in Oakland. And then we all went downhill from there. And it's like, you know, like there's been some good moments like the no-hitter and everything like that. But again, we were building this to win championships and have sustained success. And listening to these interviews, like it was just like it would give me chills because I'm like, oh my God. And we've talked about it like all the time. I say like the high the White Sox give me when they're good and they win, it's just amazing. It makes food taste better. Its sun is shinier. It just, I don't know. And it's just sad that like it's nice out today, and I felt like I was driving in like a cloud of rain. I'm like, this
way
is
too
so
fucking
sad.
hot today, dude.
Huh?
It's way too fucking hot today.
It is so hot. It's like, yeah, so hot. But I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things that it just like, it just, and the biggest, like I just don't really know where it's going to go. And you made a good point, Teach, about getting those bullpen guys where it's like, I have a question for you though. Did you do the Keaton Middleton alert last night? I think that's why you gave up the back-to-back. I didn't see it, bro.
No, I did not last night.
So guys, it's Deech's fault for the back-to-back. See, bro, you see?
Yeah, I take full count.
He said I take no, but I mean, you're right there with Middleton where he's coming. He's been usually reliable, and he has had a few bad starts and everything like that. But those are the types of guys where it's like we could use the money that we spent on Kelly and Graveman because we're not relying on them. We're relying on guys like Soto. We're relying on guys like Middleton. We're relying on guys like Schulten's coming in trying to eat innings because of whatever. It's like, and it's like when Graveman and Kelly come in the game, I have so much anxiety. I'm like, I'm waiting for them to do something stupid. And it's just like, that's where it's like, you can go and use the money for some outs. And it's like watching the Cubs play and stuff like that, like seeing how they went out and got Swanson, seeing how they went out and got Bellinger on a 1-year deal. They have Jan Gomes or whatever that I think that's who it is or whatever. And it's just one of those things to see this team where that if the White Sox were to win 5 in a row, we're sitting here talking about a completely different thing. And that's what the Cubs are doing. It's like the Cubs are doing what the Sox are supposed to be doing. And the Cubs now could be buying at the trade deadline. And that makes me even more mad because I hate losing to the Cubs. Like losing those 2 games makes me more mad than anything in this world because I just cannot stand the Cubs. And yeah, so it should be interesting to see who and who does not get traded. But I mean, I don't know about you guys. I forgot they played today too. I thought they had the off day today.
Fuck.
I was like, oh crap. I was like, they play today. I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't even know. Everybody was like, oh yeah, it's cease and destroy day. I'm like, damn.
In Cleveland.
Yeah. So I thought it was going to be 3, but I was like, damn. So it's just one of those things that a lot can happen in a week. And by this time next week, when we come here for our 20th episode of the SouthSide Boys, White Sox team is going to look a whole lot different. But like you guys said with the position players, they said they're not trading Robert. I don't see Tim getting traded because in reality, like, yes, Tim's had a good start to the second half. But like, I think the other thing is like with them trading all of these players too, we still have other games to play. So it's like, okay, losing Giolito. Clepinger probably ain't coming off the IL, so it looks like we're going to have a rotation of Tukey and Tuku, or whatever the hell is Tukey. And if they trade more, like Lynn, most likely, it's going to be Tanner Baines or Jesse Schultens. And it's just like, Deech said he has 9 games to go to, and it just doesn't look like it's just going to be a fun rest of the season. And it just seems like they don't really care. Like look at the background. Like, this is how the stadium's going to look the rest of the year because nobody's going, but Deech will be there.
Perfect. I mean, I hope people don't go. It actually, first time in my life that I actually liked and appreciated that it was mostly Cubs fans there for Cubs Sox because
so sad.
I want it to get as bad as it can get. You have to absolutely hit rock bottom, which I thought they did in 2016.
Well, that's what I was going to say next.
It turns out that was just the beginning. Then we dug.
I was literally
fucking deeper,
bro. I'm gonna let you, be the host next week because you keep beating me to everything, bro. Because I was just gonna say I thought last year was gonna be rock bottom. But
last year, I mean 500. That's the tip of the iceberg.
Oh my god, I remember talking to Deech. We did an episode last year together, and we were like, if this is rock bottom, next year's gonna be easy. Next year's gonna be fun. I think we just tricked ourselves. But Justin, you've been saying it since November, so you know how to read the future, bro. Can you tell me what I'm going to be doing in like 6 months?
Well, you don't give me the I don't have that cheat code for what you're going to be doing in 6 months as easy as I can see that the White Sox going 81-81 and then doing nothing but getting worse in the offseason would lead them to not improve on that 81-81 mark. But many people were really fooled into thinking it was a manager problem. And that to me will never, and there are still people who argue about the manager on both sides. You get the Tony side of like, well, Tony won 93 games with this team. First of all, this team did not win 93 games in 2021. The White Sox won 93 games in 2021 with Rodon and Lynn as top 5 Cy Young finishers and Giolito and Cease as your third and fourth starters. Like, they had a very, very, very good rotation. They had a solid bullpen. They had the best closer in baseball. They don't have any of that shit now. So, and a lot of that's out of their power. Like Lynn was obviously going to regress just because he's old.
I just didn't expect to be this bad. Like, I was looking at the ERAs of the rotation, and it's like the best one is Ceason. I think it's like 4.05. It's just
it was Lucas.
Huh?
It was Lucas for what it's worth.
Well, yeah. I don't think he was on that one though, because
until today.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But it's not fun, man. Yeah, I don't, and it's just like I don't know what to even get excited for, because what am I supposed to look forward to as a White Sox fan? It's
football.
But that's not White Sox. Football is the Bears in fantasy, bro. Listen, I'm trying to get ready and try to figure out how I'm going to become a three-peat this year. So I don't know, but that start. Can't even believe that starts in a month. That's ridiculous. But I'm ready for it.
Can't wait.
So, like I said, any other trade news that breaks and everything, I'll do some shorts, and maybe I'll come on here and do a special episode if anything crazy happens. I will be live here next Tuesday during the day for an MLB trade deadline special. So come and hang out with me as I'm going to try to get a few people in and out of here throughout the show. So if you two are not doing anything, maybe, but just anything happens, but we'll have to see where the teams are a week from now. There's a lot of teams that are buying, a lot of teams that are selling. I'll ask you this. Who are you guys going to be rooting for the rest of the way? Do you guys have, like, obviously it's not like the White Sox, but are we rooting for anybody that, like, we still want to see do good the rest of the year and maybe win it? Do you guys have, like, a prediction right now? Or do you feel like it's still too early?
I live permanently on the Braves and Astros train.
Braves and Astros.
Yeah, that would be the two teams. I mean, what? Who else am I to believe in besides the two teams who are always there?
I mean, and that's just watching those two teams play. And the Astros had themselves their own trade deadline. They got Altuve and Yonder off the IL. So it's like, let's just add to a team that's already running and trying to beat the Rangers. There was a little scuffle last night between the Rangers. Did you guys hear what he said to Semien?
What
he said something about winning this game, and he goes, well, you could go to lose like you did in Oakland. I was like, damn. I was like, that's kind of savage. I was like, you don't got to be like that, bro. Damn. Just because you're getting beat by your fellow Texans or Texas team, but I mean, it should be very interesting. I love the MLB trade deadline. I don't know about it. Like, no matter what happens, if it is what it is, I've just learned that it's a business. We're not going to have, it is what it is. And it sucks that this is where we're at. But like you've said a lot this year, Justin, you can't let your emotions get belief in this team and let it ruin your day, because that's all they've continued to do. And it's just like, it's just like day after day, but it's the same stuff. I'm still going to watch, but I'm just not going to be as invested as I am. And, it sucks because, like I said, in the beginning, this isn't what it was supposed to be.
No.
So,
one bit.
Not
one bit.
Nope. The Angels did get Giolito, and they did take Ohtani off the trade market. So it looks like the Angels we were talking about, they're going for it. So should be interesting, and that will be a team I'll root for, just specifically for Lucas Giolito. That's how I kind of am. I'm like, well, I'll root for the guys that were on the team. Like to see them do good, like when Sale won the World Series.
Absolutely, and that's part of why I'm pulling for Houston.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
I wouldn't even say I'm pulling for them. I like Baltimore. There are other teams I like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see Baltimore.
I think it'll be Houston.
I at this point, if Abreu could get himself a ring, no matter what, it's one of those things that it just like. So I'm right there with you. But there are still baseball games to be played, and we still do have to cover them, and we still do have to talk about them. So let's get through it, guys, and let's talk about the next two series real quick before Justin has to go, and then we will get into the comments, the concerns, your questions, and everybody. So let us know how you guys feel. What do you guys think the trade's going to look like? What teams are going to get better? What teams are going to get worse? Who's getting traded and everything? Make sure you guys also become a member. We got a first members only live stream tomorrow before SmackDown. So go become a member here on Tino's Time. Leave a super chat or two. Or what you could do while Deech is drinking his beer, you go get that nice, beautiful sweatshirt that Deech has got on with SouthSide Boys logo and get some SouthSide Boys or Tino's Time merchandise, So just everybody wants to know. And tomorrow, it doesn't look like anybody's pitching because obviously that was when I think Lucas was supposed to pitch, right? Tomorrow.
I would guess that the Angels are pitching him on his scheduled rest. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So we got Tukey on Saturday, as I said, it was going to join the rotation. And then we got Michael Kopech on Sunday for the Guardians. And then let's see on Friday. So Thursday and Friday, there isn't anybody. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting we play today. Oh my God. In an hour and a half, we have Dylan Cease on the mound taking on Tanner Bibby. I don't know. So, and he's 6-2. Of course he is. So before we even preview the rest of the series, what do you guys think today? Do we finally win a game, or are we just going to go on this awful 12-game losing streak again? Because that's the last thing I want to see. But again, at this point, what does it matter, right?
I mean,
so Justin, what do you got for tonight? And then what do you have for the Guardian series in general?
I wish I cared, Tino.
He said, I wish I cared. We got to try to be semi for the people. We can't be like so down and depressed.
But they'll probably lose them all. I mean, right? Like at this point, they're losing. That's what they're doing.
Do you think they lose 100 games?
Least, right? 5 in a row.
Yeah, we've lost 5.
7 of 8.
Yeah.
Dating back to the Mets series.
Oh, so sad. He said 0-4. He said, that's it. I'm done.
I guarantee you that if Syndergaard pitches this weekend, that he shuts us down. I know that. That'll be if I get out of here before my guarantee.
You already know it. You already know. He'll probably pitch Saturday is what's going to happen.
Right. I'm sure. I mean, it's a 4-game series. So he's got to go at some point.
Yeah. And that was another thing. That was another trade that went down. We did see Noah Syndergaard go to the Guardians, so thank you for reminding me about that. There have been a few trades that have went down and everything, just nothing like really major beside the Giolito trade. So, like I said, I'll make sure to keep everybody updated on that. But Justin says 0-4. Deech, what do you think, bro? Do we win any? And are you going to any of these?
Yeah, I'm going Sunday, so I'm hoping I'll say they win 1 out of 4 and go.
Just win Sunday.
Just because I don't know how many more times I can sit and watch. I mean, it's always the games I go to are always the ones where it's very close scoring and it's not a lot of runs. And then the Sox just like bend over halfway through the game and just up where you're just like, thank you. It's awesome that I waited till the 8th inning to literally be like, okay, they are who we thought they were. So I don't know. I mean, it's bad. And I mean, even as a player, what fucking incentive, unless you're trying to be traded and you're trying to like really make sure you get out of there, what fucking incentive do you have to try? I mean,
and that's the biggest thing too. Like you can tell these players don't even want to be like, you could like see like these guys just go up there and swing and they're like, let's just go home. I don't even care.
No, I just think they're bad is really what it is. I don't think they don't care. They just suck.
Like, and like, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to see any of these guys go and be bad. But, like, maybe that's just what it is. Maybe Lucas doesn't go to the Angels and do good. Maybe Lopez just sucks. We've seen guys go to other teams and do good, but it's just one of those things. Like you said, maybe it's just they're just bad. Or maybe they were just, I don't know. But it's going to be a very telltale sign where it's just like we see these guys and, like, you could just tell, like I said, they're going up there and everything like that. And one thing I didn't even mention at all why is Andrew Vaughn playing baseball right now when he was in a
He's
walk?
not playing
like
tonight.
4 days ago.
Yeah, wait. I did know they were playing tonight because I got the lineup notification. I guess I probably just brushed it off, but he is not playing tonight. Grandal's playing first.
So
Who's
that well,
he's a multi fucking position player. Yasmani Grandal. He may
my
not
God.
have knees, but he can fucking play multiple positions.
Yeah, oh my God. Like, I don't even want to watch it tonight. And it's just so sad because it's just like, I just want to, man, like, it's gotten so bad. I'm watching Zoe 102 with my little sister. We're doing a little watch party together. That's what I'm doing tonight because I don't want to watch the White Sox game. I saw somebody say, did you guys see the tweet by somebody who said I went and saw the Barbie movie with my wife instead of watching the Crosstown Classic? I was just like, I'm done. I'm like, listen, I want to see the Barbie movie, but like, I don't know about all that. So
I saw Oppenheimer. I don't know if I'm going to see Barbie, but
I mean, I want to see both of them. I'm just very interested to see. I've heard people say it's pretty good, so I mean, but I don't know.
No, I've heard only good things as well.
So should be very interesting. I'm certainly not going to go see it in theaters. I'll just wait till it's on like Peacock or whatever.
Right, sure.
So yeah, but I'll say they win 2. I'll be the optimistic one here since you two want to be so down in the dumps and down like all like I'll say they win 2 somehow. So I don't know how. But I'll just say they win 2. They have to win games at some point because it's going to happen at some point. The White Sox always do it. They've done it for years. They all of a sudden they're out of it. They trade players and then they're back in it and they're doing it. And then they win like 7 in a row and it doesn't mean anything just to make it look a little good on the record book and then give us a little hope going into 2020, whatever the hell season we're going into. So they have to win at some point. I feel like eventually they'll figure it out. It's just who's going to be on the team, and it's not going to matter because they've just put themselves in such a deep hole. Because if they would have just beat the Cubs 2 games, they would be 10.5 out, and I know that's still not good, but they would have gained 2 full games on the Twins, and after getting swept by the Twins, and they had one of the games, which I think that those are the games that make me more mad because it's like you had it, you had the game. How do you lose? You give up 4 runs. And then you don't score, and then the other team just doesn't. I don't know. Those are the games that frustrate me. So I don't know. But I just looked at Angels are beating the crap out of the Tigers. I think in the second game of a doubleheader. Yeah. Well, yeah. At least Lucas is going to whatever. I don't even care. Anyway,
Ohtani pitched a complete game earlier.
Did he? Okay. That's what everybody. I kept seeing something about Ohtani. I was just like, okay, then. So that's what that was.
I was more pissed that Marcus Stroman didn't get the loss last night than the White Sox actually losing.
Bro, we had them. Like, they just did, like, the White Sox. Like, bro, I was just like, please. I was like, can we just, like, have one win to talk about? I was just like, let's go. And then it was 7-3. And then it was 7-5. And then it was 7-7. And then the wild pitch. And then I was like, I hate you. And then I was just like, I'm done. I just can't. It just makes me so mad. But it doesn't get any easier because I'm going to tell you this. I don't think that they win any games versus this team. It's the Texas Rangers, and they are 60-43. And who knows? We might be seeing Mr. Lance Lynn pitch during that because he's one of those guys. You can bring it upstairs. I'm going to eat it after I'm done. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm almost done. And yeah, thank you. So they go and face the Rangers, and I'm assuming, honestly, we can't tell the rotation right now because it says Lynn's pitching, but he's not going to be on the team on Monday or Tuesday. It's Tuesday because they're off on Monday. So, hey, we have a nice Monday. That's good, I guess. I feel like those are the only good days is the days that they're off and I don't have to like think about it because, you still got to do the show somehow. So are you guys all in agreement with me? Do we think they win any in Texas?
No.
He said no. Deech?
Not into for all I care, they could lose every game at this point. It really just doesn't.
He's at 40. He's at 41 and 121. Let's do it.
Call Feldco. We need a new fucking window. Like, this is bullshit.
Did you guys hear Ozzy on the post-game show last night where he goes, I don't even care. He said, go get rid of the oh my God, the parking lot guy. He's like, go get rid of the guy that's pushing the car. I'm just like, Ozzy. I'm just like, I'm done. It's just one of those things. And I do not think that I've been this depressed and this just not caring emotionally about a White Sox season, and I don't know how long. And it's only July. Like August is next week. But like usually we're still semi in it. We're kind of like, whatever. And then we had the prospects a few years. And there's just I don't know what to look forward to. I really don't. Like, and I think that's the biggest thing is it's like, what do we look forward to as White Sox fans? Like, they don't even have Sox Fest anymore. Like I guess I'll ask you guys this question. What is like out of all of the guys that could be traded, just while because I was thinking about it, have you guys had any like good like memories? Like I met Giolito at Sox Fest and everything, and it was funny because there was nobody in line. This guy is standing there all by himself. Me and my friend go, and we go real quick, and we go and get autographs with him. We were able to talk to him because nobody was in line, and it's just one of those things. It just like like I said all the way in the beginning, this isn't how it was supposed to be, and it sucks that we literally just predicted a series in not even 5 minutes. So you guys have any like good memories where maybe like you met one of these guys that we possibly could see traded, maybe TA or any of them? I met TA at Sox Fest too. He was a nice guy, but I don't know. So
I haven't been to Sox Fest in a while. I was at Tim's first game. I was at Dylan's first start. I saw Moncada's first homer against the Cubs. I witnessed there for it, but I don't ever really met any of these guys.
No. I mean, I've
heard a lot of good things about Giolito, though. Fegan called him his favorite player that he ever covered when he was working for the Athletic covering the Sox. So
yeah, they said he does he did a lot more for like the team than anything. So
yeah, no, he seemed like a great dude. So that aspect of it definitely sucks. He's probably the most likable of the bunch, and he's the first to get traded.
Yeah, not fun. I don't know what to do with all of his bobbleheads. Anybody want a Lucas Giolito bobblehead? It's so sad. I have all of these guys' autographs, and it's not going to mean anything unless they go on and win a World Series. Like, it's so sad. So, Deech, what about you? You went to Sox Fest, didn't you?
I think I was there once, but not recently at all.
No.
I mean, similar to Justin, I was there for a lot of. I mean, you've
been into every game. What do you mean?
I was at the game where Kopech blew out his arm. Justin and I were together for the game where Luis blew out his hip or whatever.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
we were you. Oh my god! That's when we should have known to stop caring. After all these guys just continued to get hurt and blowing out legs and knees and.
I just think every fan needs to be a lot more cautious about what they buy into. I mean,
well, yeah, and I think that's the biggest lesson about this is it's just like not everything on paper is going to pan out. You could have the best team on paper, but it doesn't mean they're all going to pan out. They're all going to work together. They're all going to mesh well. Because I said this on
culture.
Yeah. And I said it on a few episodes ago. It's like we've seen guys come out of nowhere in these playoffs where it's like, these guys like LED Cruz is going to become like this guy that like, and nobody was talking about him. And the Reds are where they are. And it's just like, we've seen teams like the Orioles, and it's just like I said, like the Sox going down is probably the blueprint of being like what not to do is one of the saddest things when we were sitting here just a few years ago, like you said, 2021, when we had those few good seasons and everything like that. And it's again sad that we're sitting here at this point. So, Justin, I know you got to go win a baseball game since the White Sox can't. So I appreciate you coming on here, man. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And hopefully we'll get you back on here next week. And if not, I definitely feel you. As I told you guys this weekend, if you want to quit the show, I feel you.
I'll see you boys next week, tentative because of playoffs, but I'm here. So
hey, I appreciate it, Justin. Have a good week, man, and we will see you next week.
Take it easy, guys. Go Sox.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, that stuff. So, Deech, we'll go through the chat real quick, and then we'll get to the guarantees and bold predictions, and then we'll get going for the day, since I feel like there's really not much to talk about because, like I said, I don't know. So, we got Jadis in the house. What's up, Jadis? Thank you for coming and hanging out. Jadis said he's going to be in here more in the baseball shows because he does not want to come and hang out during the members-only live streams. Listen, bro. I got to make a living somehow. What's up, Joe? We got Carissa in the house. What's up, Carissa? She said, let's go. Thank you, Carissa. Let's effing go. I don't want to get yelled at by YouTube. YouTube's been yelling at me lately, man. I don't know why. Can't do anything right. Tino, listen to me. You won't be here for a week. Well, Joe will miss you, bro. Said Dylan. Listen, Linda, Eric, I'm gonna fight you, bro. This guy, he said for magic beans. Okay, the question is what do the magic beans do though? Do they turn out to be good prospects? He said, I'm gonna take a drink. How many drinks you got, bro? Or is that the same one?
I wanted to talk about Han the Con.
What do you want? Let's talk about Han the Con. I mean, I got nowhere to go. What you want to talk about with Han the Con?
Don't fucking believe a word he says at this point. I mean, I honestly, I'm just so disgusted is really what it comes down to. And it's like yesterday, if you listened very carefully, the highlight that they had on the catcher that we acquired from the Angels, they made a point to sit and say that his walk to strikeout ratio was very good. Honestly, we're fucking batting. We're letting Sebi Savala hit, and he's batting.
Why is he playing again today?
Well, I'm just saying we're letting him fucking bat 150 and like start every other game. So to me, I really am not concerned about the offense because I mean, whatever at this point, I would like to know defensively how is this guy? I mean, that's really
well, yeah, because we let the Cubs steal 5 stolen bases yesterday. For what reason, bro? And it's like you know every team goes into this knowing that that's what they need to do. You steal on the WhiteSox because they can't throw anybody out. And then they hit a base hit and it's already 1-0. It's like that's like the defense is very important.
People get down on Kopech. I honestly think if you, it's really the catcher. I mean, Sebi's a little bit better, but both catchers can't throw guys out to save their life at this point. I mean, teams just run all over us. And I mean, it's not that Kopech is completely innocent in the fact. I mean, he does have a slower kind of delivery towards the plate, which does allow someone to take off and steal a base. But, I mean, when you combine that with a catcher who can't throw anyone out, I mean, he's going to give up more runs solely because if he lets a guy on base, the guy's fucking at second or third by the end of it. I mean, I don't know. At this point, they just really trade everyone away.
Trade everyone.
Well, that has no business being on the team at this point. I mean, like Justin and I pointed out, the bullpen arms that you're paying a guy $9-8 million a year. They're older. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Graveman's that old, but I mean,
no, I think he's.
I mean, they're getting to the point where I mean, you want to win at this point. I don't think they could really care less about the money necessarily. You probably want to be on a team that's contending, and obviously the White Sox are not it. So get them out of here. Get whatever returns you can get.
Well, and that's the thing. I heard somebody say that's probably going to be the best return we get for anybody. But, I mean, the Angels were really desperate. So, I mean, if they get another team that's very desperate, maybe they do get, But, again, like I said earlier, it's one of those things I don't believe that these guys are going to be, whatever they can say whatever they want they're going to be. I want to see them come up here and do what they, and that's the thing. It's like he's going to have – you've said it a lot in a lot of the Southside Boys post. Han has to earn our trust back, and it's like I don't think there's any way he can unless we somehow turn this around and we – make a dramatic, crazy miracle return and we're in the playoffs next year. And
well, that pisses me off. He sat here in the offseason and sat there. We're going to earn the fans' trust back. It's like at a certain point, you're just like, don't speak. Maybe just don't speak because every time you talk, you set yourself up for failure because if you have no intention of actually earning the trust back, then why say it? Yeah. Why come out and publicly like sit and like taunt the fans, pretty much being like, "Oh, I have to earn your trust back," and it's like, no shit. I don't know. It's just very depressing in the sense of
it's so sad, man. It really is. It's not fun. It's really not because it's just like usually, like I said, like usually, like even like they were celebrating Mark Burley's perfect game, and it's like we're still living in these past moments. It's like I'm so over it. Like I love to relive these moments, but it's like I just want to see, like bro, I'm not living in 2004. I'm not or 2005, and like you know what I mean. It's just like just want to be good. You just want to be shit. I just want to be competitive. Like,
Well,
it's like the shit that
mean,
these
I
guys
was-
do is ridiculous.
I was thinking last night, I was like, well, at least we don't have to fucking hear an update on the Twins in Cleveland every fucking time we're watching a game. I mean, there's really no point of watching
Well, yeah, and
the
that's
other
why.
teams in the division if you just suck. So at
Well,
least
and that's why I said it was like, even if they just won the 2 games versus the Cubs, them at least gaining the 2 games on the Twins, it still doesn't mean anything. But it's like, that's how bad this division really is. To where I feel like that's another question is like, we see how bad this division is, and yes, the Twins are kind of taking off a little bit right now. They're taking a little bit of a step to get like above and like over, like a little like separation between the Guardians and everybody. So, but they're still not a good baseball team. They're not the best in the world. They have their faults. They went out and I think they re-got Jorge Lopez. I think they like they retraded for him or something like that. So again,
they him to Miami.
did they
sent-
send?
they just swapped relievers, hoping that one would do better at the other place.
And that's the perfect thing, like you said, for the relievers. You go like I said, we're relying on Keaton Middleton, we're relying on Gregory Santos, and like I said, Middleton hasn't had a few good outings, but for a minute there, he was bringing the energy. He was getting 1, 2, 3 innings. He was doing his thing, and it's like we're paying guys like I said, Graveman and Kelly, all this money that we could use on somebody else. Like, throw money at whoever. And I feel like that's something in the offseason that they need to do. And it's like something I do want to talk about on like future episodes and stuff like that. It's like, I feel like you need to go and get somebody again. Like, if he wants to win the fans back this offseason, he's got to go out and get some big name player to put in the lineup if that's what they want to do. But I don't believe that that's what they're going to do. And because he should have done it this year. And it's just like, it's just like you said, like we're going to bring up Stephen Piscotty from AAA, and we're just going to fill all these guys with like these, like he thinks he's going to find a magic wand with all of these dudes. And it's just like, I don't know. It just, again, it just makes me so mad. Like, I don't even want to wear this hat right now. This poor hat's been through like torture the last few weeks, bro. I've just been like throwing this thing. I want to burn this thing. Like, I don't even want to look in my room, bro. My whole room's full of White Sox, and I don't even want to look at it. I just want to throw up. Makes me sick. So
if you're feeling shitty about the White Sox, you should buy the SouthSide Boys merch, because then you represent.
See, that's what I told people. You don't have to support the White Sox. Just support the SouthSide Boys. Don't listen to the dogs, guys. You guys already know. But I mean, you're absolutely right. Like I said, you don't got to support the White Sox. You don't have to like the White Sox. But the SouthSide Boys, I mean, we don't even have the White Sox logo on it. So you don't even, Deech has got one on right now. Deech is doing some promoting. I appreciate it, Deech. Hey, which one did you say you got? You got
I got the one.
The Robert All-Star?
Yeah, or Lou Bob.
Hey, there we go. Well, everybody needs to go get themselves some Southside Boys merch and Tino's Time merch. We got Tino's Time merch too. So go get all of that good stuff. But like I said, you don't have to like the White Sox. Just support us. We're here for you. And we'll still be here for you every week. At least I will. If Deech doesn't want to show up, I completely get it. I'll still be here for you guys every week to talk the MLB. But Deech, you got anything else you want to talk about? You want to get off your chest before we finish up the chat and get out of here for the day?
Not really. I mean, it's I'm actually getting to the point where I don't necessarily enjoy doing the pick to click because I'm picking a player that may win. I enjoy doing my witty banter on opposing players, such as the fuck Bailey Ober. I'm Ober. Everyone thinking he's a fucking good pitcher. I mean,
oh my god, it was so good. I love it. I feel like we should. I feel like do I win picks to click yesterday because Eloy had the big game, or no because we still lost?
I don't even know at this.
He said, I don't even know. I don't care.
I don't even. It's just I honestly, with the amount of games I go to, it just really has kicked me in the gut a bit how poorly this has really gone. I mean,
I feel like we're at a funeral right now. Like, this is the funeral of the rebuild for the White Sox.
Well, yeah, but what pisses me off is the same front office is still there.
I know, man, and that's the thing. They think like I always say it. It's like, so they think that you're just gonna keep running out the same guys and something's gonna change. Something's gonna change, and it's like, well, what's gonna change? Are one day these guys all gonna, again, this isn't some movie where we're all gonna win. We're gonna win 20 straight games and be back at 500. Yes, to be back at 500, we have to win 20 straight games, people. That's how pathetic it is. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't a movie, and it just like, I don't even know where to go from here. And it's like, I don't even care if we get hate for being depressing or whatever on this show. It's like, what do you want us to be? What do you want us to look forward to? And I'm sure all other White Sox podcasts are going to be the same, because it's just like, we're trying to enjoy it. We're trying to, but it's just like day after day after day, they give us a new reason and they find new ways to lose every day. Then it's like, why should we even care? Like Justin said it, why are you going to put so much effort and feelings into this if they don't care? And it's said that people, like, you know, that go to all the games and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that go to all the games that are like regulars, and now they don't even want to go. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens the next 2 months of the season. But if these guys go, again, if some crazy miracle happens where these guys go on some crazy run and after the trade deadline and they are make whatever the hell, I'm gonna punch everybody in the face, because then they're gonna be like, well, you know, if we would have just won that game. Well, it's just like, I don't even know. That's why I didn't even bring it up, but I just wanted to mention that
they're not gonna go on a run.
I understand that. I'm just saying, if they like traded everybody and like, listen, I'm just throwing stuff out there, you know.
I just don't think. I think what the issue is, we're not gonna get the returns.
Yeah.
That people think we're going to get.
Well, that's the thing too. And then it's like, well, what do you got? And again, like, you know, yes, you have an outfield. You have Robert. You have
Benintendi. Han showed his hand yesterday. They said Bob Nightingale came out and said Cease is not available.
Yeah.
So essentially, you traded your best trade chip last night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyone being like, oh, we're going to get no, we're probably not going to get whatever you think we're going to get. You should be realistic about what you're looking at. And even to your point, that other catcher in the Angels farm system, Logan O'Hoppe or whatever it is, they weren't trading him. He's like their catcher of the future. I mean, it was between them and the Dodgers, where they both had two decent catchers in their minor league system. And I'm guessing the Dodgers wouldn't budge with something, so the Sox just shifted to the Angels.
Well, yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like that's exactly what happened, because I feel like the Angels are a random team, but it's also because Giolito lives in LA that he was probably like, if you're going to trade me to LA. So that's probably exactly what happened, is the Dodgers wouldn't budge, and that's why it gives me PTSD with Devers and Moncada, because it's like, do the Angels know something that we don't know? Again, it's just the trust factor. Like, I have no trust in anybody, and it's just sad because we were all making pictures. At least I was. I don't know about everybody else, but man, I don't know. So sad. Whatever. Eric said Luis Robert is the only player worth anything on this team. I mean, kinda. I feel like Benintendi's had a good season. You can't put past what Benintendi's done. He's had a decent season. He's, especially being in the leadoff spot, I think he's found a place in the leadoff spot. Tino, if you want to give up on the White Sox, listen, I'm going to be sad and depressed. I'm still going to root for the White Sox. I ain't jumping ship and rooting for the Reds because they're going to whatever. I'm not again, I'll be happy for the Astros if they win just because of Abreu. But you're not going to see me going to a parade or wearing Astros gear because they won the World. I said almost at Super Bowl World Series. I'll still wear my White Sox hat. I'll still wear some White Sox stuff. Wear the SouthSide Boys gear when I get my SouthSide Boys stuff and everything. But yeah, no. Yes, Eric, we know Astros and the Cubs are the perfect way to do a rebuild. Yes, we know. 113. Yes, Scott, we know. You guys all suck. Chris,
Astros good at cheating too.
Yeah, bang, 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 bang. Somebody put something on Twitter today. Who's your favorite Astros player, or what do you think about when you see the Astros logo? I did bang, 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 trash cans, bang, bang. That's all I think about. Cincinnati Reds, yes, we know the Reds are better than the Whites. See, you guys just don't give good questions. You guys are just mean. And then you say you have an interview. So you want to talk shit, and then you want me to talk about your interview. So, Eric, we talked a little bit about this earlier I feel like, and we said, the bullpen guys, stuff like that. The guy I see next being traded is probably Lance Lynn. That's who I see probably being the next guy traded.
It should be with a bullpen arm. If they
Yeah.
don't bullpen,
I feel like that's why they probably threw in Lopez with Giolito, is because that's what they probably, because Lopez, and it's funny that Lopez and Giolito have now been traded like together every single time. I didn't realize that they've been together since they were 18 years old. That's crazy.
yeah. Well, and the thing with Lynn too, depending on what the Sox are willing to do, if the Sox are willing to eat some of the money that's owed to him, a team may very well give you a pretty decent return. But I just don't know how much. I mean, we're still eating Lurie Garcia.
Oh my God.
So, I mean,
Hey, bro, we'll have the Lurie Garcia game forever, bro. At least we have that. He's like,
I mean, I was there and it was a cool experience.
oh my God, bro.
When's the parade? When's my fucking parade?
Maybe we could throw our own parade. I'm sure we could set up a parade with everybody.
We should set up a parade when Han gets fired.
Bro, dead ass. We could put it on your car. Like, we could have like your car drive down the street with like, if we all of us could be woohoo
On the con.
Get White Sox, get the WST involved. Yes, I will be doing a live stream for the trade deadline. I'm going to try to get Deech and Justin to come in for a couple minutes while they're on lunch breaks, or if they're not busy, whatever time it is. But if not, we'll be live. They're here on Thursday, and we'll talk about it all. But yes, I will be here. My lovely face will be here next Tuesday at some point to talk everything MLB trade deadline before we go live for NXT. Yes, we will be live for NXT 2 on Tuesday night. Everybody, don't have a meltdown, because we won't be here live on Wednesday night. We'll be here on Wednesday afternoon. Chris says he's getting a real job. Hey, Eric, it's okay, bro. I don't want you to say sorry to me. It's just sad. Listen, I have been a White Sox fan my whole life. I know Deech has been the same, and we put so much effort and so much, I've spent a lot of money. I've gone to all these things. I've met these guys. I've went to games and everything. You've been to so many games. You probably outbeat me by a million. So it's just that I think that's the biggest thing and why it hurts so much, because it's just like we bought into it and we thought this is what it's going to be. And it's just like, that's not what it is. And it's like, because you could say it's a rebuild, but I feel like a full rebuild would be if they traded Cease and Robert, and they obviously aren't going to do that. So,
okay, if they traded Luis Robert, I would fucking stop being a fan. That would be completely idiotic at this point. I mean,
I agree with you.
I'm just so, anyone, because I've seen people tweet that shit. This is the fucking blast people's tweets. Anyone who says Luis Robert should be traded is a moron. Like, simple as that. Like, there's no way you can justify him being traded. Dylan Cease, you can make the argument, but that's the thing.
But then who's going to pitch is my question. Because is Clevinger coming off the IL anytime soon? Because
they said he's coming off the IL, I think, either this weekend or next week.
Like, if he was, because that, you know what I mean? Like, at least if he's coming off the IL, they can at least put him where Giolito was at. So it's like, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, at least they have that, but they need somebody, they need guys to pitch. Like, you can't just go out, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to go, like, eventually we're going to be sitting there. It's going to be like the Angels in the Outfield movie, where there's going to be the three guys in the outfield and nobody else is there because we're losing 17-5 every game. And it's just like, that's not, like, you should at least go out there and try to compete. And it's like, the guys left on the team have to have something to fight for. Like, you got it. Like, I know it's hard, but it's just like, I don't know.
The number one draft pick next year.
Oh my God, bro, we are not catching up to the Royals are not going on a crazy run, or like, get out of here. But we'll probably get the third or fourth pick like we always do. So, he said, Jadis, this is baseball. He said, what is there to talk about? But I don't know anything. Jadis, this is baseball, bro. My pick this year, World Series, Tampa Bay versus, listen, if that's the World Series, I'm all about it. I love seeing teams like that, like the Reds, and bro, I'm all about it. But there's still a lot of baseball left. It is only July. And even though the White Sox suck and we didn't think we'd be here, there are still baseball games to be played. There will be games played every day. life moves on. And I said it last night. If I can get through that Jose Abreu trade, I think I get through anything, because I low-key cried when Abreu got traded, and it was very sad because he was the first White Sox player I met on this team. Met him at Sox Fest. I got a bunch of stuff signed, and I have all of his bobbleheads. So if I get through Abreu trade, I think I'll be good. So life moves on. Good luck to Giolito on the Angels. He'll be pitching tomorrow, as I said. Good luck. Go do what you do out there, Lucas, and just use that Terminator face and prove the Angels and try to get them to the playoffs. But I think that's all we got here for today. You want to do bold predictions or guarantees or not?
Sure, go. Let's go.
Okay, you said let's go. So, okay. So I will say a bold prediction, and it's bold because it's just at this point, like, who cares? I say the Sox sweep the Guardians. let's just put it out there. And then a guarantee, I'm just gonna keep this. Gonna be my guarantee until it happens. Tim Anderson's hitting a home run. It has to happen eventually, right? Eventually. So, what do you got?
My bold prediction is that Lance Lynn and a reliever get more of a return than the Lopez and Giolito trade.
That's good.
I honestly think I honestly think the Angels just came out of nowhere, because I saw a report yesterday that said Ohtani was asked what he would prefer, and he said he preferred staying in LA and them trying to make a playoff push as opposed to being traded. So they catered to him, but that was recent. So they go out and trade for Giolito, who realistically is probably the best trade chip that's fully available on the market. So I think you're going to see some teams scramble here. I'm not saying it's going to be like, oh shit, we got the best prospect in baseball, but
well, yeah, no.
It could be. I mean, if it's a guy,
somebody's going to overpay. These guys always do. I mean, look at what the Braves did. They overpaid for their outfield. Well, I don't think they overpaid, but like, teams are going to overpay to go and get the guys that they need to think that they have a run. And it's just like, that's where it's just like, the Angels are still 4 games out of the second wild card. So it's like they still have a long way to go. So they're going to have to go on a little bit of a type of run. And it's funny that you say that, because I feel like we're like watching the NBA with LeBron James. Whatever LeBron James says, that's what the Lakers do. They traded away their whole team for LeBron James. And that's what the Angels are doing. And it's like, I'd love to see the Angels in the playoffs just to see Ohtani and Trout and Giolito and whatever. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. And they're going to be sitting there, and they traded away the 2 players. And again, who knows where Giolito's going to go, even if it's not the White Sox. If I'm Giolito, shit, I might just go over to the Dodgers or something. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just going to be one of those things. You're absolutely right. One of these guys, we may very well get something in return, because they're going to be scrambling. And I mean, shit, I just take not take anything, but I, like you said, trade everybody that you get something worth that isn't going to be here, that that if you really want them back that bad, you could try to re-sign them if you want, like, you know what I mean? Again, that's a big if. So it just, again, I don't know. The last guy to do that, though, did you see that thing that they said? The last guy to go to the Angels and get traded and come back, it was Gordon Beckham. I'm like, please stop. I'm like, go away. Like, what are we doing here? What are we looking at, guys? I can't with the White Sox Twitter sometimes, bro. Sometimes other than like meeting like a couple people like you and Justin and stuff, sometimes I just wish I didn't get on it. So
I don't like drama, so.
Huh?
I said I don't like drama, so fuck that noise.
Yeah, that's what I said. Shit, that's why I just drama is not my forte. I'm not about it. So, guys,
I did my bold prediction. So what do I got? A guarantee left?
Yeah, what's your guarantee? He said.
Luis Robert is gonna homer 5 times in the next 2 series.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen eventually, and it's like I said, it's not gonna mean nothing, but the team's gonna figure it out. They're gonna win
he'll homer. They're not gonna win.
He said he's gonna homer. They're not gonna win.
We like solo shots, man.
Hey, it's all about those solo.
We kept blaming all the coaching and shit, and what is that? What is honestly any different than Frank Menachino's batting or team hitting versus the regime we've brought in now? Because I don't really see a difference. And last I checked, the runs per game were exactly the same as last year.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't gotten better. Like me and you talked about it, but I still remember. Like I remember sitting here in this chair and having this conversation with you, and us talking about how last year was bad, but it can't get worse. And it's like it just keeps replaying in my head, and it gives me like I'm sitting over here having like anxiety attacks because like yeah.
This season has literally just been this. This is what the entire organization just did to us fans, and that should bother you.
If I get yelled at for this video because of you, I'm gonna scream, bro. If I take down this episode, you saw it. So I'm just gonna keep giving the middle finger. This isn't this isn't TV 14, bro. It's TV PG here.
I put viewer discretion advised.
You did. You did. You're right. You did. I'll give that to you. But I mean, there is only 3 people in here, so I'm sure not many people saw it. But I think that's all that we got here for you today. We've been here for an hour. I feel like there's not much more to say. The game does start in an hour. So White Sox do play a 4-game series versus the Guardians. Not as excited as I would be if they were still a little alive and we didn't trade away Giolito last night. But I'll still look at the score, see what happens, and well, I have to. We have to come back here next week because next week is episode number 20. 20 episodes of the Southside Boys, guys. Can't believe it's already been 20 episodes, and we ain't stopping. We're going to continue to be here every week. As I said, at least I will be here. I'm going to try to drag Justin and Deech every week. So, guys, thank you all so much for coming here and hanging out with your boys here today. Deech, any final words you got to say to the people?
I really hope that we hear from Rick Hahn again tonight. I'd absolutely love if after the game we get to hear from him, run his mouth again. And
well, just keep an eye on the Southside Boys.
Hashtag going.
Put something.
Fire Rick, fire Hahn the Con. Get the hashtag going on Twitter.
Hashtag
or whatever. What is Twitter called now? Twitter or X or whatever.
Oh my God, that's right. It's X. It's not Twitter no more. Whatever the heck it is. Whatever Elon Musk wanted to turn it into. But go check out that X. Go follow us on the X on and at the Southside Boys 23 because you know if something does happen, Deech is gonna have some good content for you that you want to check out and look at because Deech is a funny guy. So guys, thank you all so much for coming here, hanging out with your boy Tino and Deech and Justin today. We will not be here live tonight, guys. There's no wrestling. There's no retro. This is all we got here for you. I got a 2K video coming out, so if you want to go check that out, I've been telling you guys, I'm going to be going and watching Zoe 102, like a 13-year-old, because I'm lame, and yeah. So me and my little sister are having a watch party of our own. So that's what I'm doing. So try to enjoy your night, and if you're a White Sox fan, just as Justin always likes to say, try to not have them ruin your day because not much we can really do, and just wait and see what happens with this team in the next week. But guys, remember to go follow all the social medias, Tino's Time Wrestling, the Southside Boys, Tino's Gaming, and all of them. Remember to go get some merch, as I said. We got Tino's Time merch. We got Southside Boys merch. Go get it all, everybody. You don't got to support the White Sox, but you got to support your boys. So go get all of that stuff. Remember, guys, tomorrow afternoon, it's time for a members-only live stream. It's the first one. Come and hang out as we do a Q&A. We talk MLB, the NFL, the trade deadline, baseball, the Great American Bash, all in, everything that's going on. Come and hang out as we do our first members-only live stream. So become a member to be a part of that. Remember to go hit that like button. Remember to subscribe as we are on the road to 2K. And finally, guys, turn that notification button on so you know when we come back here, which, as I said, will be tomorrow for that members-only live stream. So, guys, have a great rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on Tino's Time live for a members-only TV show.